Have you ever wondered why your life often feels stuck, as if you're trapped in the same repeating cycle of struggles, lack, or unfulfilled dreams? What if I told you that the reality you're living right now is not fixed, but simply one version among infinite possibilities, and that you already hold the power to step into a completely different one? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover how to consciously jump between parallel realities and finally align with a version of yourself that is abundant, free, and fulfilled. This video is not just another piece of spiritual philosophy, it's a practical guide, combining the timeless wisdom of Neville Goddard with the groundbreaking insights of Bashar. Together, they reveal a truth that most people never grasp. Your state of being is the key that unlocks entirely new timelines. And today, you will learn how to use this key to change your life faster than you ever thought possible. By the end of this video, you will understand why your imagination is not just imagination, but the very bridge that connects you to infinite versions of reality. You'll see why your feelings are far more powerful than your circumstances, and how a simple shift in frequency can literally move you into a new life experience. More importantly, you'll receive clear, actionable steps to apply this in your daily life. So let me ask you, are you tired of chasing results that never come? Do you feel frustrated by repeating the same struggles, no matter how hard you try? Have you secretly sensed that there must be a higher way, a hidden truth that explains why some people seem to manifest miracles effortlessly while others stay stuck? If so, then this message is for you. Stay with me until the very end, because if you truly grasp what I'm about to share, you won't just think differently, you will live differently. And once you understand this, you will never see your reality the same way again. The Spiritual and Quantum Foundations of Parallel Realities, Neville Goddard and Bashar. When we talk about parallel realities, many people imagine science fiction movies, futuristic technology, or something too abstract to be real. But both ancient wisdom and modern quantum physics suggest otherwise. Reality is not a single, fixed timeline. It is a field of infinite possibilities, and you are already shifting between them every single moment. The only difference is that most people are doing it unconsciously, without realizing the immense power they hold. Neville Goddard called this the creative power of imagination, while Bashar described it as changing your frequency to tune into a different channel of existence. Neville taught that imagination is not a daydream or fantasy, it is God in action, the creative force shaping everything you experience. According to him, every possible version of your life already exists in the eternal now, and what brings it into form is the state of consciousness you occupy. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you literally place yourself in the parallel reality where that version of you already lives. This is not about forcing circumstances to change. It's about embodying the vibration that naturally attracts and aligns you with the reality you prefer. Bashar takes this even further, explaining that every shift in thought, every change in emotional state, is already a microjump into a different parallel timeline. Imagine reality like a cosmic movie reel, made up of billions of frames. What you perceive as continuity is actually your consciousness moving rapidly from frame to frame. The question is, are you jumping randomly, stuck in patterns of fear, doubt, and lack, or are you deliberately choosing the frames where your highest self already exists in abundance, joy, and freedom? Now, let's connect this with science for a moment. Quantum physics tells us that particles exist in a state of probability until observed. The act of attention collapses infinite possibilities into one experienced reality. Doesn't this sound strikingly similar to Neville's teaching that imagination creates reality? Your focus, your belief, your inner assumptions. These are the observations that collapse the wave of possibilities into the world you actually experience. When you shift your focus, you shift the outcome. This is not just philosophy. It is a law of consciousness backed by the very principles that govern matter itself. The power here is extraordinary. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are not trapped in one reality. You are the navigator of infinite realities. And once you understand this, you stop asking, how will this happen? And start asking, which version of me am I choosing to embody right now? That's when life stops being a struggle and becomes an act of conscious creation. That's when you realize, you've been jumping between parallel realities all along. Now it's time to do it with purpose. Most people spend their lives believing that change must happen out there, in their job, in their relationships, in their finances, before they can finally feel different inside. But the truth revealed by both Neville Goddard and Bashar is the exact opposite. Your inner state is the cause, and your external world is only the effect. If you want to experience abundance, you must first embody abundance. If you want to step into love, you must first become love. The moment you shift how you feel, how you see yourself, and what you imagine as real, you are already jumping into a different reality. That's why some people spend years trying to fix circumstances and never move forward. They are working from the outside in. But those who learn to shift from the inside out instantly align with realities where miracles are the natural order of things. So how do you begin this shift? It starts with awareness and choice. Awareness of the fact that you are already moving between realities countless times each day. And choice, the conscious decision to direct those shifts toward the version of yourself that already has the life you desire. In this video, I will guide you step by step through the exact methods that Neville and Bashar revealed, and I will show you practical exercises you can start using right now. By the end, you'll not only understand this intellectually, you'll know how to apply it, how to feel it, and how to live it. If you stay with me, you'll leave this video with the keys to stop replaying the same old struggles and finally unlock the reality that your heart has been longing for all along. Most people have been conditioned to believe that life is something happening to them, that they are victims of chance, luck, or destiny. But here's the shocking truth. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are the projector of circumstances. The movie you call life is being projected from within you, and the world around you is only the reflection of your inner state. This means every struggle, every limitation, every repeated cycle is not punishment. It is a mirror of what you unconsciously accept as true. But the moment you awaken to this, the chains break. You realize you've had the remote control to reality in your hands all along. And when you dare to press the button, when you dare to feel differently, you instantly transport yourself into a reality where your dreams are already alive. So how do you start this journey of quantum shifting? It begins not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, as you watch this video. Because every second you are already choosing. You are either choosing to stay trapped in the old reality of fear and lack, or you are choosing to rise into the reality of freedom and abundance that is calling you. In the next minutes, I will reveal to you the secret keys Neville Goddard whispered through his teachings, and the groundbreaking codes Bashar has been sharing for decades. These are not abstract theories. They are practical, repeatable steps that anyone can apply. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you will walk away with the ability to consciously shift your reality, to stop living on autopilot, and to finally step into the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. Have you ever noticed that when you wake up in a bad mood, the entire day seems to reflect it? Every little thing feels heavier, every person seems more irritating, and opportunities appear to vanish before your eyes. On the other hand, when you wake up feeling light, grateful, and inspired, life flows effortlessly. Doors open, synchronicities appear, and people treat you differently. This is not coincidence. It is the direct evidence that your state of consciousness is the gateway to the reality you experience. Neville Goddard insisted, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled." Bashar echoes, "Your frequency is your ticket." Both are pointing to the same truth. Your inner state is the portal. The key is to understand that consciousness is not passive. It is creative. The thoughts you entertain, the emotions you indulge, the images you rehearse in your mind, they are not innocent. They are commands to the universe. When you feel lack, you shift into a reality that mirrors lack. When you feel abundance, you shift into a reality where abundance meets you halfway. This is why techniques of manifestation don't work for many people. They try to visualize wealth while still feeling poor, or they affirm love while still carrying unworthiness. The frequency mismatch keeps them locked in the same old parallel reality, no matter how many words they repeat. Here lies the secret. The universe does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to the vibration you embody. If you want a new reality, you must start by occupying the consciousness of the person who already lives there. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. How would you breathe if you already had what you desire? How would you walk? How would you carry yourself? How would the world feel in your body? The instant you embody these subtle shifts, your consciousness has already stepped through the portal. The outer world simply reorganizes itself to catch up with the frequency you have chosen. This is why Neville's method was never about forcing. He never told people to make things happen. He told them to assume the feeling, to live from it, not toward it. Bashar explains the same truth with a modern twist. Every choice of excitement, every decision to follow joy, tunes your frequency like a radio dial. You don't need to build the station. You only need to tune into it. And the moment you do, you start receiving its broadcast. This means the life you desire already exists. Your job is not to create it, but to select it. Think about this. If you could shift into a version of reality where your struggles were already solved, where abundance was your natural state, where love was freely flowing, would you do it? That version is waiting. And the doorway is not effort, not struggle, not waiting for permission. The doorway is your state of consciousness. This is why mastering your state is the most powerful spiritual practice you will ever learn. Because once you realize that feelings are portals, you no longer chase miracles. You become the miracle. Most people think they must fix their outside world before they can feel different. But the truth is the opposite. Only when you decide to feel different first, the world begins to reflect it. Feeling is the secret doorway. Imagine for a moment that your desired reality is a frequency on a radio station. Right now, if you are tuned into fear, doubt, or lack, you cannot hear the broadcast of abundance, love, or freedom. It is invisible to you. But the second you shift your dial, even slightly, the music changes. Life begins to play a new song. That is why Neville insisted on living in the end, and why Bashar emphasized excitement as the compass of truth. They knew that your state of consciousness is not just important, it is everything. So here's the promise. In this video, you will learn how to stop begging your reality to change and start commanding it by shifting your inner state. You'll discover how to use emotions as portals, how to bypass the resistance of the mind, and how to step into the frequency of the life you have been longing for. And if you stay with me until the end, I will guide you through a powerful exercise that will help you feel the shift instantly. So you'll no longer wonder if this is real, you will experience it. From this point forward, you'll never again see feelings as temporary moods. You'll see them as the most powerful technology of manifestation that humanity has ever been given. If consciousness and feelings are the portals, then techniques are the practices that allow you to step through those portals deliberately. Neville Goddard called these the law in action. Methods to bring your imagination to life and to train your inner world until it becomes second nature. Bashar spoke of them as permission slips, tools that help the mind accept what the heart already knows is true. Whether you call them techniques, rituals, or practices, they are bridges to align your inner vibration with the reality you desire. And when used consistently, they make shifting timelines as natural as breathing. The first and most powerful technique is visualization. But visualization is not about watching a movie in your head. It is about entering the movie. Close your eyes, and instead of seeing yourself from the outside, step into the scene as if it were happening right now. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, notice the details of your environment. More importantly, feel the emotions of already being there. Neville said, "It is not the act of imagining that matters, but the feeling that it is real." When your imagination stops being a fantasy and starts becoming a lived inner experience, the outer world has no choice but to mirror it. The second technique is act as if, living in alignment with the state you desire, even before the evidence shows up. This does not mean pretending or lying to yourself. It means embodying the qualities of the version of you who already has the life you want. If you desire abundance, how does abundant you walk, speak, or make decisions? If you desire love, how does loved you carry yourself, treat others, and look in the mirror? Every time you act as if you are broadcasting a new frequency, and the universe responds to that broadcast with matching opportunities, synchronicities, and breakthroughs. The third technique is embodiment, the integration of thought, emotion, and action into one coherent vibration. Embodiment is when you no longer visit your desired reality only in meditation or in short moments of visualization, but when you begin to live from it. It's the moment your identity shifts. You stop saying, "I hope I will," and start saying, "I am." Bashar emphasizes that excitement is the compass of alignment. So by following what excites you, you embody the energy of your higher self. Neville emphasizes the assumption, living in the wish fulfilled until it feels natural. Both teachings converge here. Embodiment is the final step where your desired reality no longer feels like a dream, but like your new normal. The beauty of these techniques is that they are simple yet deeply transformative. You don't need special tools, rituals, or endless effort. You only need consistency, imagination, and emotional sincerity. If you practice visualization daily, live as if it's already true, and embody the feelings of your higher self, you are not waiting for reality to change. You are already inside the reality you prefer. And very soon, life begins to catch up with your inner state, rearranging circumstances in ways that feel miraculous but are simply the natural response to your alignment. Think about this. How many times have you been told to work harder, wait longer, or earn your desires? That is the old paradigm, the belief that reality is something you must chase. But these techniques reveal a higher truth. You don't chase reality, you select it. Visualization, acting as if, and embodiment are not games of make-believe. They are the language through which your consciousness instructs the universe. The moment you begin to practice them with sincerity, you start to notice subtle shifts. Conversations that appear at the right time, doors that suddenly open, feelings of peace where there once was doubt. These are not coincidences. They are evidence that your vibration is doing the work. And here is the most magnetic part. Once you experience even the smallest result, even the tiniest proof that these methods work, your faith becomes unshakable. You begin to see that life is not random, that you are not powerless, and that miracles are not exceptions. They are natural laws responding to your alignment. The techniques you're learning here are not just practices for the mind. They are reprogramming tools for your destiny. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll not only explain them in detail, I'll also guide you through a powerful exercise where you will feel the shift instantly, so you'll know this is not just theory. It's your new reality in motion. One of the greatest obstacles people face when trying to shift into a new reality is their attachment to the old one. They hold on to their struggles, replay painful stories, and argue for their limitations as if defending them will somehow set them free. But here's the truth. You cannot step into the new while still clutching the old. Neville Goddard taught that persistence in the feeling of the wish fulfilled requires a quiet refusal to return to the old state. Bashar explained it even more directly. Resistance is simply insisting on staying in a frequency that no longer serves you. To jump timelines, you must release resistance. And this is done through the art of letting go. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means surrendering the fight against what is. Every time you resist your current reality, by complaining about it, obsessing over it, or hating it, you reinforce it. What you resist persists because resistance is energy, and energy fuels the very thing you want to escape. Letting go is the opposite. It is the conscious decision to stop feeding the old story, to stop giving your attention to what drains you, and instead redirect that energy into embodying the new state. In other words, surrender is not weakness. It is the strongest act of alignment you can make. But why is it so difficult to let go? Because the mind is addicted to the familiar, even if the familiar is painful. The ego clings to old patterns because it mistakes them for safety. This is why Bashar insists that excitement is your compass. When you follow joy, you step out of the loop of fear. Neville reminded us that imagination leads, and reality follows. When you dare to let go of the need to control the how or the when, you free yourself to step into the what, the reality that already exists in the unseen, waiting for you to claim it. Surrender is the secret ingredient most people miss. They visualize, they affirm, they try to act as if, but deep inside, they are still gripping tightly to the fear that it won't work. That grip is resistance. The way to break it is through trust. Trust that the new reality already exists. Trust that your job is not to make it happen, but to tune into it. Trust that the universe is infinitely intelligent and knows the fastest route to deliver what you have aligned with. The more you let go, the more space you create for miracles to rush in. Imagine this, a person drowning in the ocean, thrashing, fighting, panicking, only sinks deeper. But the moment they surrender, the moment they relax, their body naturally floats to the surface. Life is the same. Your struggle is not required. Your surrender is. The instant you release resistance, you rise effortlessly into the reality that was waiting for you all along. And in that moment, you realize, letting go was never losing. It was the key to everything you wanted. Think of how much energy you waste trying to control every outcome, worrying about timing, obsessing over details that are not in your hands. That energy could be fueling your alignment with the new reality, but instead, it locks you into the old one. Letting go is like unclenching a fist that has been tightly closed for years. At first it feels strange, even uncomfortable, but once you release, you realize how natural it is to be open. The universe cannot place blessings into a clenched fist. Only when you open your hand, through surrender, can life fill it with abundance, love, and miracles. And here's the paradox. The moment you finally let go, the things you've been chasing often arrive faster than you imagined. Why? Because you are no longer pushing them away with doubt, fear, or control. You have created space for them to enter. Neville called this living in the end, feeling as if it is already done, without needing to force its arrival. Bashar calls it effortless alignment. When you relax into trust, the universe responds instantly. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, I will take you through a guided process of surrender, so you can feel the relief of releasing resistance and experience the joy of floating into your new reality. Living proof of shifting realities. All of these teachings, imagination, frequency, embodiment, surrender, can sound almost too good to be true until you witness how they play out in real life. The truth is, countless people around the world have already experienced radical shifts by applying exactly what we've been exploring in this video. And here's the fascinating part. Their stories may sound miraculous, but in reality, they are simply the natural consequence of aligning with a new state of consciousness. The universe does not play favorites, it responds to vibration. And when you shift yours, your world must follow. Neville Goddard shared endless testimonies of his students who transformed their lives by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. One woman imagined receiving a wedding ring, and within weeks, she was engaged. Another man imagined working in his dream job, rehearsing the details of his daily commute, and soon enough, the opportunity appeared in perfect alignment. These were not coincidences. They were deliberate shifts in state that pulled them into realities where their desires were already waiting. Neville always reminded them, "You are already that which you want to be." Their only task was to accept it inwardly until it became inevitable outwardly. Bashar's community echoes the same truth with modern examples. People report spontaneous healing, financial breakthroughs, and life-changing synchronicities after following their excitement and releasing resistance. One person decided to follow a sudden inspiration to attend an event, and there, by pure chance, they met a business partner who changed their entire financial trajectory. Another released the fear of being alone, stepped into the frequency of self-love, and within weeks, a soulmate connection appeared effortlessly. These are not isolated miracles. They are reminders that parallel realities are shifting all the time, and alignment is the only requirement. But what about you? How many times have you experienced a coincidence that felt too perfect to dismiss? How many times did something you once only imagined eventually appear in your reality? These are not accidents. They are proof that you have already been shifting realities unconsciously. The difference now is that you are becoming conscious of the process. And when you become conscious, you gain the ability to direct it, to move deliberately into the reality that reflects your highest self. So as you integrate these teachings, remember this. You don't need to wait for years, you don't need to struggle, and you don't need to be chosen. The path is already open. The moment you choose to embody the state, release resistance, and live from the wish fulfilled, your reality has no choice but to rearrange. And the more you trust this, the faster the shifts appear. Your life becomes a living testimony, a daily miracle that inspires not only you, but everyone around you. Here's the magnetic truth. Your story could be the next testimony. Right now, as you listen, your higher self is already living the reality you dream of. That version of you is not far away. It is simply vibrating at a frequency you have not yet chosen consistently. But the moment you commit to shifting your state, embodying the feeling, and letting go of resistance, you collapse the distance between who you are and who you are meant to be. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes obvious, and what once felt distant becomes natural. This is not wishful thinking. It is alignment in action. And imagine how your life will feel when this becomes your everyday reality. No more begging for signs. No more doubting if manifestation works. No more asking whether the universe has forgotten you. Instead, you wake up each morning knowing you are the conscious creator of your timeline, expecting miracles as the natural rhythm of life. That sense of empowerment, freedom, and clarity is priceless. And the best part is, you don't have to wait. The shift can happen now, today, in this very moment, if you choose it. That is the gift Neville and Bashar left for us. The realization that parallel realities are not concepts to debate, but doorways to walk through. And the handle of that door is already in your hands. So now you understand. You are not stuck in one reality. You are shifting between infinite realities every single moment. Through the wisdom of Neville Goddard and Bashar, you've seen that your imagination, your feelings, and your state of consciousness are not passive. They are the steering wheel of your destiny. You've discovered that visualization, acting as if, and embodiment are not fantasies, but powerful techniques for tuning your vibration. And you've realized that letting go of resistance is not weakness. It is the master key to unlocking the reality your soul has been longing for. But this knowledge is only the beginning. The true transformation happens when you apply it. When you choose right now to stop replaying the old story and start stepping boldly into the new. Ask yourself, which version of me will I embody today? The one trapped in fear, doubt, and struggle, or the one who already lives in freedom, abundance, and joy? That choice is not in the future. It is here, in this exact moment. And the moment you decide, your reality responds instantly. Imagine your life 6 months from now if you begin practicing these teachings today. Imagine waking up with clarity, feeling deeply connected to your higher self, watching synchronicities unfold every single day. Imagine becoming living proof to those around you that miracles are not rare, they are normal. That future is not just possible, it already exists. All you need to do is shift into it, with trust, with persistence, and with the courage to let go of the old. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear that they are more powerful than they believe. Leave a comment below and tell me, which reality are you ready to step into today? And if you haven't already, subscribe and join this community of conscious creators who are rewriting their lives from the inside out. Because together, we are proving that parallel realities are not just a theory, they are the path to a life beyond limits. Stay tuned, because in the next videos I will guide you even deeper, with practical exercises, guided visualizations, and advanced teachings that will help you master this art of shifting realities. Until then, remember, You are not waiting for the miracle. You are the miracle. And the door to your new reality is already open. All you need to do is walk through it. We've traveled together through a powerful journey in this video. You've discovered that reality is not fixed, but fluid, shaped by your imagination, your state of consciousness, and the frequency you embody. You've learned that visualization, acting as if, and embodiment are not just techniques, but portals into the life you've always desired. And you've seen how letting go of resistance and trusting the process is the key to stepping into the parallel reality that is already waiting for you. Now the question is, which version of yourself will you choose today? The one who keeps repeating the same patterns of fear, lack, and limitation, or the one who steps boldly into abundance, freedom, and joy? I challenge you to declare it right now. Write in the comments, "I choose to shift into my highest reality." By putting it into words, you are already anchoring the frequency of your new timeline. If this message touched you, make sure to give this video a like and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Your energy might be the spark that helps them remember their own power. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next videos where we'll dive even deeper into the secrets of manifestation, parallel realities, and conscious creation. You are not just a viewer. You are part of a global community of awakened creators, people who are learning to live from the inside out, shaping reality with clarity, purpose, and love. And the more of us who embody this truth, the more the collective shifts into a higher reality for all. Together, we are rewriting the story of what is possible. Before you go, I invite you to watch the previous video on this channel, where we explored another profound key to manifestation that beautifully connects with what you've just learned. It will give you even more clarity and tools to master your inner world and create the outer life you've been dreaming of. The link is right here. Go watch it next, and keep walking boldly through the doorway of your new reality.